stay positive, driving around this town. So many old ghosts follow me around. Tell me your name.
Linda Otkin.
Okay, and are you're a foster parent?
I was. My parents were foster parents for 25 years.
Right.
I'm the oldest of 9 kids. 6 of my siblings are adopted. The youngest one's 18 now. My parents, I know my mom tracked, we had over 200 kids in our home. And so I grew up in that life.
Yeah.
And so I think it made me a better person for what I see people. I don't judge them.
Yeah.
That's how my parents were, especially my mom. You'd see kids come there that had been severely beaten or the worst abuse that you could see, and then that made you appreciate your life, no matter if you're a young kid or not.
So your parents were your biological parent,
Yep.
and you were a child in a household that brought foster kids in.
Yes. I was actually adopted by my dad, so.
Okay, so you were adopted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
whole different story. So, I guess I grew up
what age were you adopted?
3. I was 3, so I was still little.
Do you remember it?
I just remember the feelings. I remember the feelings because it was just me and my mom. So it's, I'm 41 now, but I remember the feelings of the 3-year-old going through the anxiety. Like, okay, this is my mom, don't come into the picture, because it was just me and my mom. And then when my dad stepped into the picture, you got to share now. And so I remember those feelings as a 3-year-old.
Right.
So,
And what were those feelings like?
you took your favorite person away from you, you had to share. I think, I just remember that little bit of being that child and having to, share and taking my mom away. Probably any kid that if another adult comes into the picture and you have to share.
Right.
So I think the most benefit out of my life is seeing all the other kids come through the home as foster children. I have 2 sisters that are biological sisters, and the oldest one came and she had a scar from her elbow to her hand, completely burned. Her biological mom had put her arm in a pan of boiling water, and these 2 girls were abused every which way, and they've really come through life, struggled. They're doing really good. I don't want to talk about my siblings without, some of them struggle with mental illnesses, because a lot of the kids, they go through a lot in the foster system.
Yeah.
One, I have a brother that's schizophrenic, another one bipolar, another one Down syndrome, and you just learn to accept people for who they are and don't judge them.
Yeah.
So.
Now, are you a foster parent now? Because
I adopted 2 boys.
You have. Okay.
And they were. I have a 5-month-old one. My youngest is now almost 3.5, and he was 5 months. And he was born addicted to cocaine and marijuana. So he went through 2 months of withdrawals just like an adult would coming off drugs. And so now he struggles with some aggressive behavior. Hopefully he grows out of it. Not sure. We'll just take it as it comes. My 6-year-old was tested positive for methamphetamines. And I was his 4th home. And he was 3.5, so he has been dealing with, and we still are, a lot of anxiety, changes. He sees counseling, psychologists, psychiatrists for the different things. It's gonna be a long journey. So for him, with the meth, I can see that with the exposure. But also, one of the things my parents taught me about being a foster parent is reacting and interacting with the biological parents as best you can to keep them attached to the kids, so the kids still know their past, because they need to have that in their life. Even though their biological parents didn't make the best choices, they still love them, they're still part of their life, and you have to try to do your best to work together to respect, even though everybody has issues, to respect them.
Yeah.
So
Your parents, when kids age out, when the kids aged out of your parents' home, what were some of the things that they would go through?
The only ones I can remember that have gotten older that were in the foster care system, they really struggled, and in and out of jail now. I see that they didn't have that love and support that they needed. They were taken back and put in with the biological family, and then it just got worse. And so then when we got them back, I think we got them back and forth, some families like 3 times. And then when they left again, as they get older, it's very hard to reach them. And at that point, then they're getting in trouble with the law. They've lost that hope. And you just see in their eyes, there's no, there's no attachment. It's just a blank stare. And you see that in some people's eyes. So that's the ones that I've seen.
Do you recognize that when you see it?
Yeah, and I consider a couple of them that I know my brothers because they were in and out, but in and out of the system, because they were actually some siblings of 2 of them that we adopted, but they were older and we couldn't reach them, couldn't get to them, they were too far gone. And I see both of them are sitting in prison now because of how they were raised and the life they were put through. And it's not their fault at all.
Yeah.
So,
what is the answer?
what's an answer?
What is the answer?
I don't think there is an answer. I think
What do they need?
the love and support. They just need to be told they're okay. They're good kids and to make the right decisions. Somebody to give them a chance. Maybe they've done some bad things. You forgive them, let them move on, and they can prove themselves.
Yeah.
So everybody has skeletons or a bad past. Some have a lot worse than other ones. But people shouldn't judge other people.
Yeah, what I'm seeing with these kids is that they're very strong.
Oh yeah, they're raised that. They're very strong. They can go through pretty much anything. Resilience.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the attachment where it's going to upset them. They can do anything. They can, and that's why some of them end up in jail. They don't have that feelings and that love and support, so they don't care what they do. And some are very strong because they're made that strong. I have a younger sister that's very strong, and she's only 18 because she's been through hell in her life.
Could it be said that they're strong and they could either go one
choose,
way?
Yep, they can choose one path or another path. It's up to them. Yep.
So they're destined for great things.
Oh yes, they are. It's up to them and hopefully if they do choose the wrong path, they think they can get back on the right path. You hope the best for them all the time.
Yeah.
So, but they can, no matter what, they can succeed just better than anybody else because they've been through so much and they're much stronger than other people. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
you're welcome.
And I appreciate it.
Thank you.